Welcome to the Off Leash Podcast. We're so glad that you joined us for today's show. Remember, we're not here to say what you want us to say. We're here to be an advocate for your pet. Ben is across the way joining me.
Absolutely. It's been a long time.
Ben Dowdy from Voyager Dog Food, operations manager, basically runs the whole company.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to do a little mini podcast today because we were actually just in the office discussing it. And we were having a conversation because I bring my dogs into work every single day about how dogs are that emotional support level. And we all kind of had different points of views about it. So we are going to dive right in and talk about it.
Absolutely.
You have a dog that
I think he's pretty
supportive.
good. Yeah, he's definitely pretty aware of, when we're upset, happy, if Natalie's happy, sad, kind of a deal. He's always been, he's a lab. Seems like most labs are usually pretty good at reading those emotional signs.
Yeah, I feel like it's the majority. I'm going to preface this with the majority of dogs do understand human emotion and how to interact with that emotion, but some dogs just do not have any.
They just don't care.
They don't.
Yeah,
no.
because most dogs will know, like, if you're angry at them, they usually know. And if you're really happy, they're usually pretty happy and excited too. But it's some dogs that just like, whatever.
I've had dogs that you could literally yell at and you're like, absolutely not, no sir. And they're like, okay.
It feels like that's kind of Jade, what she's turning into right now.
Yeah.
She's just doing her own thing.
My little wiener dog. No, she's getting better. No. She this morning was about to have an accident on the carpet, and I looked at her, I'm like, Jade, and she ran to the door, and I was like, good girl, go outside.
Well, there you go.
She knows.
Getting there. She's figuring it out.
She's like, has 2 brain cells right now. She's still a puppy.
I know.
Okay, so diving right into this, I was actually going to go into the evolutionary background of dogs. So dogs have evolved alongside humans for, tens of thousands of years.
Yeah.
I don't know when
I don't know either, but it's been a long time.
The first human was that interacted with a wolf or something out in the wilderness and was like, dang, this dog's cool. I'm going to take it home as a pet.
Well, I think a lot of times it was from the hunting side of things when they really first started getting used because they had a purpose.
Right. So obviously they've evolved with us for quite an amount of time, and we've utilized them in a lot of different ways. Herding cattle, sheep, police dogs. We've used them as hunting dogs. They've had a lot of, I guess, technical purposes. Yeah. But I think that now that we're in an era of time where there's a lot of dogs are primarily used as emotional support.
Yeah.
In service
just being your
areas.
Basic, your basic pet.
Yeah. But we've evolved to the point where arguably they're bred for companionship.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So some people, obviously, I see wild opinions online about, they're still technically wolves. Dogs are wild creatures.
They're not even close.
Do you see those, though? You'd go on TikTok or whatever, and people have like these wild opinions about it.
Yeah, if you let your dog loose out in the woods, they're going to just go to the first person that's going to feed it. They're not going out there and killing their own stuff and bringing it home.
Yeah. So MRI studies, researchers have actually been able to do MRI scans on dogs, and their brains light up in similar areas to ours when they hear emotional tones.
Really?
Yeah. So if that's obviously like if you use the voice to a dog, like, oh, you're such a good boy, like their brain, the MRI scan, it lights up in like that dopamine receptor kind of giveaway type deal. Dogs can also process human speech. Studies from Hungary found that dogs process both words and tone, much like humans do, especially in the left hemisphere of their brain.
That's really fascinating because it's like I'm sure you've seen it like on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere, where like the dogs that'll go and press the button for certain words when they're asking for stuff. I wonder
if that's so real because like how people can stage that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you could trick it, but like you go home and say, hey, you want to eat to your dog, they know what that means. Yeah. So they obviously know those words. Or if you want to go outside or you want to play, or
have you seen the dog on TikTok that like they bought the talking pad for him and it came up and the dog presses the button and it goes, Lola, sad. Have you seen that?
That's what I'm talking about. Like
why
those videos.
Is the dog sad?
Who knows? Wants to go play? Needs a treat?
Maybe
something.
It doesn't know what but it keeps pressing those 2 buttons.
Yeah, but I think that's probably pretty real. Like if you slowly add more buttons, like some of them do, the dog figures out where each button, and they might not necessarily understand the word, but they do understand like, if I press this button here, it's going to get me whatever reaction.
Fair. That's fair. I feel like dogs are extremely smart. I mean, compared to like cats. I mean, cats are smart, but I don't feel like they give a shit about our emotions.
No, they're
Cat
good.
people are going to argue with me on this. I'm so sorry. I've just never had a cat when I'm sad that's like, oh, let me love on you. Let me cuddle you. Cats are like, this is my world and you are just living in it. You are spinning around my world.
See, I believe it. I have no experience with cats whatsoever, so I don't know anything about how they are.
Okay, so dogs can also detect subtle hormonal changes like increased cortisol or adrenaline associated with stress, fear, or sadness.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's kind of like where the service dogs come in.
Yeah, when they notice like heart rate changes
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, that would make sense.
And there was another study that shows that the dogs could actually distinguish human fear or happiness from sweat samples.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So this is the skill of what enables seizure alert dogs, diabetes alert dogs, PTSD service dogs to function on a day-to-day basis.
Now, does it say anything about like certain breeds better at it than others, or is
No,
it kind
it
of just
does
across
not.
the board?
I'm sure that it's kind of one of those things like you and I had this conversation the other day. You can probably teach any dog to do any certain task. It just takes
More
the
or less time.
consistency and the repetition and whether they have the gift for it. Like you talk about all the time, you have a lab as a hunting dog. Labs are the most popular hunting dog in my opinion. But to teach like a German Shepherd to go retrieve.
Fully think it's
it's
my whole
possible.
take. I think it'd be really cool. Out in the goose blind, duck blind, you got a German Shepherd going out there, like a Bernese Mountain Dog or something. That would
Bernese
be
Mountain Dog. That would be wild.
if you were up in Canada somewhere where it was just extremely cold, just have that big bear of a dog running around out there getting your birds. I feel like you could teach them.
I feel like you could too. They don't have that like bred drive. I'm sure over time you could breed that into them to have that drive to do it, but just over time it's just not what they're.
Well, that's why I think German Shepherds would be.
Are Burmese mountain dogs the ones that find avalanche victims, or is that a Saint Bernard?
I think it's Bernese Mountain Dogs that do that,
We'll
but I'm
have
not
to
100%
look it up.
sure.
We'll have to verify that. So there are a lot of points out there that actually show that dogs do have a lot of sense for empathy in humans, which in your opinion, what do you think are a lot of qualities that make like a good service dog or a good therapy dog?
Well, they got to be, kind of maybe gentle, very cuddly, passionate, like loving dogs. So like if they can see you're down or in the dumps, maybe they'll come up and give you a kiss or cuddle with you, that kind of stuff.
Right. So I guess the debate between this is like, do you think that dogs approach humans because of an attention thing or because they seek that? Or do you think that it's mainly an empathetic, they see you, they want to make you feel better, like they sense that?
I think it's probably both.
Because a lot of people in the articles that I'm reading, they think like, oh, well, dogs are just trained over time to like want that attention. And like, I don't think it's an empathetic response.
I think that's probably fair too. I think there's a little bit of both because like obviously the dog's going to come give you more attention if they want attention.
Take your stance on it. I want to hear.
I think some breeds probably naturally have that empathetic part of them where they want to be close to their owner. They want to, because not everything's a trained reward thing.
Right.
Like most, like at least with Duke, he sleeps in bed with us every day. Like we didn't train him to do that, but he loves to be in there and get on his own pillow and be all snuggled up with us.
Right. I do feel like a lot of the times dogs with like certain, like have you ever met like police training dogs or like cattle driving dogs? I feel like those dogs, since they're bred with that drive, they don't have as much as the empathy and like the comforting side of things. They're very like focused on their one thing.
Sure. I think that's, but I think you have hunting dogs too. So like with Duke, like once we're hunting, that's a whole different dog.
He does not care about you. He's
no,
like,
he is
not
there
touch me.
for a purpose, and we're there to get birds, and that's all there is to it. He doesn't care what else is going on. He doesn't want pets. He doesn't want lovin's. He doesn't want anything like that. He wants to go get birds. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we get home or get in the truck to go home, it's a different dog. He's all cuddly, lovey, wants to sleep all day.
Isn't it funny how they have that switch where it's like can be in an instant?
So I would imagine that's, obviously both of them, the natural drive for the hunting and probably the natural passion, empathy side for being that, cuddly, loving pet too.
Yeah,
There's probably both. It's just how many dogs are in tune with both sides or one more than the other. Because a lot of labs are emotional support dogs. Those dogs are never going to go out there and pick up a bird, but they're really damn good at taking care of people and being there for those kids or people hurting or need something.
Yeah, I agree. I think the dogs are like the closest emotional mirror that we have to any animal, I guess, in the animal kingdom. I don't know of any, like I've been around horses my whole life. I don't think horses have that same empathetic, caring demeanor as dogs. Because dogs are loyal to a fault. Whereas
Absolutely.
like horses are more prey animals. They run away from danger. They're not going to stick by your side when like stuff's going down.
Right.
Well, some dogs won't, I guess. Have you seen those videos of like people pretending to break into people's houses?
And the dog runs away.
The dog's like, hell no, I'm not sticking around for this.
Right.
Runs away.
Oh.
But I think for the most part, dogs are very loyal. They're going to stick by your side no matter what. But just out of the whole,
Man's best friend.
Yeah.
You know, man's best friend is a dog.
I just think
there's a reason for it.
It's interesting just out of all the animals in the world, and dogs are so compassionate and caring. And I do feel like it's bred throughout generations of being around humans.
Right. Well, and then it's like selective breeding too. I mean, you're not going to breed with the dog that's kind of an asshole and mean to everybody and biting. You're going to breed with the dog that's a little bit more mild-tempered and kind and likes to be around people. And over time, that's just, you get more of those.
100% completely agree. So we are going to challenge you guys to go home and observe your own dog's signals and emotional mirroring, and tag us in the podcast or on Voyager Dog Food Co. on Instagram and just tell us your experience with your dog.
Yeah. Well, I have a really good example of this because I didn't think about this when we were going to do this, but Natalie and I always joke about. So whenever we get in an argument or get mad at each other, Duke 100% pick sides. So we always joke about it. Now he might just be doing whatever he's doing, but we always think about it like
Does it depend on the argument? Do you think he knows?
It's very 50-50, I'd imagine.
Really?
So we always assume like if we're like, butting heads, being stupid over something, it's like, well, Duke's came over to my side. He's not sitting by you anymore. So clearly I was correct here.
Does that determine who wins the argument?
A lot of times it does.
That's funny. Is it like pretty accurate to who should win the argument?
Yeah. I would think so. Usually when we notice it, because it obviously doesn't happen all the time and we don't fight a whole lot, but when it happens,
he picks a side.
He tends to pick a side.
Does she like go to the bedroom and he follows and you're out on the couch?
Yeah, he leaves
That's
me.
So funny.
Oh, yeah.
Whose side does he normally pick?
I think he's probably a little biased and tends to pick me, but it is absolutely gone the other way. Or I'm right all the time. I don't know. We'll have to ask Natalie.
That is funny. I love that. Well, again, if you guys have stories to give us, you can feel free to reach out. We would love to hear how your point of view is retrospective to ours on the dog's emotional point of view and how your dog treats emotional.
Yeah, different breeds, different ages. Does it, anything like that?
Because I know some dogs that just do not care, and I know some dogs that are super emotionally in tune with their owners.
Absolutely.
Well, we sure appreciate you guys listening along with us today. And we hope that you've been able to learn some stuff, and we shared some information that will help you love your pets as much as they love you. Don't forget, always treat the treatable, prevent the preventable, and we will catch you on the next one.